Welcome to another episode of Off the Clock with Mo. Today, I had the honor of being able to do this podcast with a long time friend. You know, we go back from junior high, and you know the crazy part is, you know, we've been sitting up here talking as if we haven't skipped a beat.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? We haven't skipped a beat like we see each other every other weekend or talk to each other every day. So I'd like to welcome here Robert today.
Yes, sir. What up, though?
What's up, you all right?
Yup.
What you been up to, man? I know there's a lot of people out here. We just now seeing you on social media not too long ago. You know,
I just joined.
Yeah.
Well, since I've been married, but nothing, man. Life, you know. Working, truck driving now.
Okay.
I was working at the casino for 15 years. I was always running into somebody at the casino too.
Oh wow.
All the time. But I mean, you know, you run into somebody just high and bad, really. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I remember when we came up in when I first met you in Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We was at Brake Junior High School.
Yep.
You know, and we was on the
We met before that though. We played basketball against each other in elementary.
Yeah.
That's why I met y'all. That's why I met all y'all.
Yeah, it was Fisher. It was Fisher Elementary, and
I went to McDowell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and the crazy part is, man, I look at some of the competition today versus then. Man, I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased, but I think our skill level set, even in elementary back then, was crazy competitive.
We was grown-ups. No, for real. When we played basketball when we was younger, man, them games was like playoff games.
Man.
Like, we played physical. Everybody had skill. Everybody could play, shoot.
Yeah.
It was like we was just already ready to play. Like these kids now, you go see them play, man, they have no skill. They don't even play how we played at all. But times have changed. You know, the kids, it's the kids' time, so I'll let them have it.
Yeah, you know, because you know, back then you had to earn that position, that spot on the court.
Yeah,
you had to earn that position that you played. It wasn't no give everybody a chance.
No, everybody could play though. It seemed like everybody could play, even the cats that didn't hoop. They'd come out there and hoop and play. I mean, it'd be hard, you know, to play against them. So I mean, we just was a different breed. Our generation. We the last of a dying breed. We really is.
Yeah. I believe that too, man. Because you know, it wasn't really. I mean, I guess it was the only thing that we could do. We didn't have social media then.
Yeah, no
games.
You know what I'm
saying? Wasn't no cell phones. It wasn't no walking down the street looking at your phone. It wasn't no being in class looking at your phone. It wasn't. You literally had to get up and go to somebody's house. Get up, go to the basketball court. Get up, go play. You had to get up and go see everybody physically. It wasn't no I see you on social media.
That's right.
I talked to you today. It wasn't no I watch the kids grow up on Facebook. I had to watch you grow up. I had to see your interaction, and when I didn't see you, I had to wonder what's going on.
That's how life was, man. It was better that way, really. I mean, these kids now, man, my kids, man, they just video game. They had a game going, the phone in one hand, and TV on. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, you know, like I said, we the last of a dying breed, this generation that we come from. So, I mean, man, I just love, you know, running into you and getting over here and sitting down doing this podcast with you.
Man, cause you, the shit that we had to go through growing up as kids to teenagers, young adults, and becoming adults, we had to go through an AIDS epidemic. Mm-hmm. We had to go through a crack epidemic. Mm-hmm. We had to go through jobless epidemic. You didn't know your parents probably wasn't working, or somebody's parents wasn't working was going through some shit. But we had to go through all those epidemics and still come out that fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But we did, you know. A lot of us ain't make it. There's a lot of us ain't here that we grew up with. I don't know if you know all the, I mean, but some people ain't here, they didn't make it. But I mean, the people that did, we went through it because the crack epidemic was insane. The early 90s, the late 80s, that's when we was kids.
Yeah.
And I seen parents go from being parents to selling their TV or selling their body.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So we done seen it all, this generation. I mean, these kids, man, they have no idea. They have no idea.
No, they don't have none. I still see motherfuckers to this day that be smoking crack. And I be like, God damn, nigga, you still smoke crack?
That shit is insane to me.
Like, shit, and you still like, Like,
shit
nigga,
is
you still out here
insane
sucking dick? Like, goddamn, because when you smoke crack, that's different than any other drug. That's different than shooting up heroin. That's different than smoking weed. That's different than popping pills. When you smoke crack, you gonna do some strange things with that shit.
Yeah.
Shit, Samuel L. Jackson even said it in Jungle Fever. When his mama asked him what he do with the TV, I smoke the TV, mama. I do it. I hit you over the head. I do it.
I done bought shit from crackheads and food stamps. I done bought food stamps from crackheads and sat there and seen their kids asking for food. And they selling their food stamps. So that's some horrible shit. Man. And I actually feel bad about them days, really, for real. So,
man, the base rentals.
Yeah, oh man. That was a staple in our community.
Man,
base rentals.
Man,
especially in the ridge.
Man, your ass be gone for hours or damn near a whole day. The motherfuckers calling the police on you and shit. Talking about their car stolen. They say, well, how they steal your car? Well, they gave me some crack.
Right.
I can't do shit about it. You want me to get your car back over some crack?
Yeah.
Nah, that ain't gonna happen.
Different generation.
Yeah,
different
generation.
But that's what made us who we are, though.
Yeah.
You know, that's what made us who we are. That's why we strong. We different. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a gangster to be a man. It's two separate things.
Yeah.
We men without having to be gangsters. Like, that's what made us. We seen everything. We seen death. We seen destruction. We seen it all, really. So
yeah, we seen a lot. But you know what I'm saying. But at the same time, you know, a lot of the guys, you know, a lot of us that was there, you know, didn't have necessarily a father figure,
not at all,
in the house. So growing up, it was guesswork.
Yeah.
Like how you know, what is a man? How do I become a man? You know, what is it to be a man? So all of that shit, you know, is guesswork when you come up in a house with no man in the house. You just guessing this is what a man's supposed to be. I guess I'm supposed to pay the bills.
A lot of times you want to be the man that you think your mama won't. Really, black men don't realize that. You hear your mama talking about a man, you think that's the man you need to be, but in reality, that's not the man you need to be. You know, I ain't had no father really, and at all. And my mother checked out on me, you know, teenage years, 16, 17. She actually went and gave up custody of me.
She did?
Yeah. My mama worked at the court. Anybody from Taylor River Rouge know that the people that I grew up around. My mama worked at 36th District Court for like 40 years. So I grew up around Detroit police, court people my whole life. Okay. It was all her friends. So at a certain step, she thought I was getting bad. I really wasn't getting bad. I knew motherfuckers that was bad. Yeah. I wasn't bad. I knew some niggas that was selling crack right there we grew up with and doing all type of shit. And I wasn't, but I was around, and she just felt like I was next. And so I just received a letter one time, a package in the mail that was basically her giving me custody of myself. So I was an emancipated adult at 16.
There was a court paper?
It was a court. She went to a friend and got the paperwork done behind the scenes and just got it all, you know, right and correct and handed it to me.
So, I mean, when you got that piece of paper and you said you was responsible for yourself and your mama threw her hands up and she wasn't responsible for you no longer, what did that feel like on the inside?
Man, I can still feel that hurt, you know. But, you know, then I just felt like whatever. You know, you were 16. I was 16. I was like, whatever. I wasn't living with her anyway. I was living all over the place. So I didn't care. It was kind of like one of them situations where you like, what does this even mean? You know? Yeah. But I was receiving Social Security from my father because he got shot. So he was supposedly disabled, but he wasn't. I think they played the game. And so the Social Security started coming to me myself because it was going to my mom at first. So you know how black parents is. That's their money. Yeah. But now it ended up being my money. So I don't know. I felt good. I was getting that little $500 a month.
Oh, you getting $400 at 16?
Yeah, nobody knew that either. I ain't never tell this story. So I was getting that shit on the 3rd every month, 16, 17, all the way up until 18. I was getting it. And I never told nobody, you know, so I just had a check, but I didn't have nowhere to live. Mm-hmm. So I was living with my sister in the Ridge, and my cousin Frida had a place. I don't know. You didn't know. You say you didn't know my sister. I'm surprised by that.
I know I've seen your sister from time to time, but, you know, I really did a lot of shit that stayed out the way out there.
Yeah, you did the right thing because there wasn't nothing going on. We was out there, bunch of bullshit, and so I was getting that little money, man. And then my mama, it was so much stuff before that, man. Like from child, it's just probably too much to even tell. But around that time, she married this nigga and moved to Florida. But before that, she had married another. My mom was married 4 times. 2 cops, a military dude, and a construction worker dude. So all 4 of these niggas wasn't fathers. They was horrible. They wanted her. They didn't want a family, the kids. They just wanted her. Mm-hmm. And she, in my opinion, she ended up choosing them niggas every time over her kids. Yeah. And that just make you fend for yourself. And me, I wasn't no street nigga. You was just talking about no man in the house. I grew up in Ridge. We didn't have no men in our family. I'm the oldest boy in my family.
Yeah, me too.
My mama had a twin, and then we had an older auntie, and we had a younger auntie, and my grandma. 5 women, and then me.
Right.
And then I had 3 girl cousins older than me before that. So that's it. It was just us. And growing up in Ridge, I grew up on the back street in the projects. I don't know if you know that. Well, you say you know that area because you used to live in Ecourt.
Yeah, I used to live in Ecourt, but I didn't know. I don't know
the Ridge side.
I don't know the Ridge.
Well, you didn't know that because you didn't grow up out there. But I literally, that's where I'm from. Like I grew up on the back street. So, growing up, it was just us. My auntie had a couple fucked up relationships. With men that was terrorizing her, busting our windows out, firebombing the crib, all that shit going on. All this shit is going on. I'm thinking like, what the fuck? We ain't at home. My mama didn't drive till she was in her 30s.
Oh, okay.
So she was living on 4th Street out of drive in them big brown apartments in Lincoln Park.
Yeah.
Right there, the big brown, because you used to catch the 4th Street bus downtown to work. She didn't drive. So we would be on the back street with my grandma and her twin sister going to school. So that's when later on somebody taught her how to drive and we ended up moving to fucking Taylor, which like I said, I love Taylor. Don't get me wrong, but that's why I first started experiencing racism. We was living in Ridge. I never seen white people before.
Right.
That sounds crazy. It do, don't it? But I never seen white people till we moved to Taylor. I mean, I seen them in passing, but I never met them, knew them. I didn't know any white people until we moved to Taylor. And as soon as we moved to Taylor, the first thing they did was start calling us niggas.
Yeah. I've been, because I had come from Inkster. And I, going to school in Inkster and growing up out there, I had never dealt with white people in Inkster. I mean, my grandparents had some white friends or whatnot, but then you look at them as just family friends. But I never experienced I never experienced like dealing with white people just in the neighborhood. And when I got to Taylor, that's the first time, somebody called me a nigga. I've been called a nigga in Taylor several times.
To me too. I remember when they didn't even want to, they used to have how they break kids up into groups and do group projects.
Yeah.
The white kids wouldn't work with me. This is the fucking 80s too. This wasn't like 100 years ago, the 60s and 70s. This was the 80s, bro. This was the 80s and the early 90s. So that, I don't want to come off angry about it. It is what it is. This is America. So
yeah,
that's just taught me something that I still hold with me to this day. They was calling me niggas. They didn't want to work with me in the classroom and that all eased away because over time, kids is going to be kids. They get used to each other. We start playing together and we start playing sports together. And so they accepted me because I was killing their ass on the hoop court. They had no choice. You know what I'm saying? So, but later on, when I got to break, that was some of the best times of my life. Yeah. I love break. You know, we went to junior high out there, man. We had a good time. When I started, because then when we got to break, it was a bunch of black kids.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was. Because,
and we was all together. We stuck together at break. We stuck together because it was, if it was 500 kids, it was probably 100 black kids. So
yeah,
and we stuck together. We had our problems, but we stuck together. And that racism shit, we'd beat somebody else quick. If it wasn't 1 or 2 of us, 5 of us, we'd jump them motherfuckers quick over that nigga shit.
Yeah, because matter of fact, I remember when we was in break. Matter of fact, I think you was there when this one white kid he called. I bumped into him on accident. His last name was King.
I don't know.
His last name was King because you was there. And I bumped into him on accident, and he pushed me. And I like, my bad, I'm sorry. He like, nah, fuck that nigga. We about to fight. I like, look, man, I'm not about to fight you, man. He like, take your glasses off. I like, look, man, I said I'm sorry. I'm not trying to fight you. And he kept pushing the issue.
He was like an 8th grader. He was bigger than us or something, wasn't he?
He was in the 8th grade.
I remember that.
He's supposed to be in the 9th grade because we was in the 7th grade.
Yeah.
But he was smaller than us, and he was a white kid. And we ended up fighting. All I remember was I picked him up, I slammed him against a locker, then I slammed him on the ground because that was that hard ass. It wasn't no carpet there.
No, hell no.
And I started whooping his ass, and the teacher tried to pull me off of him. And I got away from the teacher, and I kept whooping his ass. And then you came and got me. You got me up. You got me up off of him.
I remember that. I remember the fight. I don't remember.
And then his brother went to school over at Kennedy, which was right next to
right next to break.
And he said he gonna get his brother to come over there and fight me.
Mm-hmm.
And I never knew who his brother was until later on. And his brother did come up there, but he never did shit.
Mm-hmm.
He never did nothing. But that was the time that the teacher, I got away from the teacher. Went back to whooping his ass, and then you came and got me up off of him.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
We had a lot of racial fights back then.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy because I just look at that shit and say, this is how the fuck was that happening in the 80s like that? You know, and people just think that racism died. Like that shit stuck inside of me for real. It stuck inside of me.
It was called Taylor Tucky for a reason.
Oh, ain't no question. but like I said though, man, I love Taylor, man. I had some great times in Taylor. Like I know a lot of black people. I know people that's from the east side and the west side of Detroit. That you say Taylor, man, they're not going. You know? But me, I go because I know Taylor ain't had no choice but to accept black people, and all them racist people got black grandkids.
Yeah,
they got all black grandkids.
They all wearing Jordans.
Yeah, the team Jordans.
You know, but to go back to when your mother gave up custody to yourself and you became emancipated, and became your own adult. Yeah, you know, where were you living at getting $400 from the?
I was living in the Ridge. I was living in Pine Ridge, and my sister had a place there. And me and my sister, man, our relationship was fucked up. It's still tore up to this day. So I was off and on with living there. So then I would go down. My cousin stayed on Grand River, and it's crazy because that's where I deliver pop at now, on Grand River and 6 Mile area, like where Redford High School is at. But it's some brown apartments back there. She used to stay back there, like a little motel. So I was back and forth over there.
That's Redford Union, right?
No, this was Detroit. This is Grand River and 6 Mile. Yeah. So I would be back and forth between there and Pine Ridge. My cousin used to have a boyfriend. They used to be fighting shit. So they would be volatile. But all of our lives, we always gravitated towards River Rouge anyway. So my cousin and my sister, even though they had places, man, we would be spending the night in the projects at my auntie house because that was just the place to be for my family. Right. We hung out at my grandma's house in the projects, and that's what. If you could get around out there, you wanted to be there. You know? wasn't no social media, none of that stuff. We didn't even know what was going on. Look, let's just get to grandma's house somehow, just to get to the hood, just the project, you know. So as time went on, man, I ended up getting married. I don't know if people know that. I got married at like 17.
So this is your second marriage,
this is my second marriage I'm on now. Yeah. To the right wife this time, but the first wife, no. We was young. She was only like 16. I was 17. Her mama signed for her to get married. That's actually my oldest daughter's mother. It's not like she's a stranger. Everybody knows she is. Anybody that know us know me, really. So I ended up getting married to her, man. And then I ended up getting my own place in Pine Ridge. Yeah. Now, I do remember seeing you in Pine Ridge. I remember seeing you up in the front. Well, my sister stayed in the front. Okay, because anything past the creek divides the back from the front. The back from the front, the strip, and then the front. So my sister stayed in the front on the side, going up towards the on the right side, by the wall. Yeah, I remember. And then I had a family. My sister's best friend stayed way, way, way in the front. I used to be over there a lot. Katrisa, I think she from. I remember that. So I used to be over there. And then, it was a couple of different Ridge and Ecorse people, Southwest Detroit people that I grew up with, and I would be scattered around through there. And then I got close to some Inkster people too. Yeah. I was close to a couple of Inkster people. I don't know if you know Joe and Nene, Psycho Joe. I remember Nene. Nene, her boyfriend, Joe. I spent the night over their house, man, every night. Oh, okay. A lot of times. They took care of me, man. I was young, and I wasn't no street motherfucker like that. Right. And so we just used to be playing the game, man, smoking weed, and hanging out. Oh, okay. And so I just was moving around and moving around and trying to figure it out, man. It wasn't no really figuring it out. It just so you went from 16 being emancipated to becoming your own adult and then you went to 18 and the checks ran out. Checks ran out. And then at 18, what happened when the checks ran out? I went to jail. It was a big ass fight at Kennedy High School in Taylor. Right. And somebody collarbone got broke and they claimed it was me. They sued me and everything. I lost. I didn't show up to court. I ain't had no guidance, nobody telling me, just go to court, see how it's gonna go. I didn't go to court. So they ruled against me. Yeah. I had a warrant for my arrest. And I'm walking through the Ridge one day, Taylor police swooped me, got me, took me to jail. I ended up going to jail. I spent maybe like 4 months in jail because I had a child support warrant for my first daughter. I had an assault warrant from the girl in the high school fight. I had they ruled against me in the court case, so I owed that money to her from the lawsuit. So they put me in jail and I was in the county. And that was my first time ever being in jail. I mean, I've been to the local jail, but I've never been to the county. So when you went to the county jail, how old were you when you went to the county jail? I was 18. So you 18 years old. You fresh off of, I'm no longer a juvenile delinquent. Well, I was already a emancipated adult, so if I would have got arrested, I would have went to the county either way. Oh, okay. But I just didn't get arrested. I had the warrant for a couple of years, but I was running around the Ridge, Yes. Nobody. I just didn't get caught. So you go to the county, and at 18 years old, fresh face,
fresh face,
Mm-hmm.
and they call it fresh fish.
Mm-hmm.
What was that like when you heard that door close behind that big ass metal door close behind you for the first time?
It's horrific, but you know what, man? We got this dumbass thing in the black community where it's almost like a badge of honor.
Mm-hmm.
It was my badge of honor. I'm in the county now. Here we go. You know, nothing happened to me. We was in there playing basketball, eating, watching TV. I mean, so I think the one thing that was funny to me is that when I got in there, I seen motherfuckers I hadn't seen in a while, and that's where they was at.
Yeah.
So I seen some couple niggas from Ridge. I seen a couple niggas from Taylor, and people was helping me. And my sister, man, she popular. A lot of people love and know my sister. So somebody recognized me. That's Danielle, little brother, and boom. He gave me some t-shirts, some envelopes, and all type of shit. So, you know, so it went smooth to the point where it was like, I ain't scared of jail because this is what it is. I mean,
so he gave you these gifts and he didn't want anything in return.
He asked me for nothing. He actually was getting out.
Oh, okay.
And he had an out date, and he had already went through his trial case or whatever. Either he was going to prison or he was going home.
Yeah.
Or whatever he had, you can't take with you.
Right.
So he gave it to me because I was Danielle's little brother.
Because I was saying, because I know a lot of times, you know, you gotta be weary on accepting.
Yeah, I think that's more in prison than in the county.
Oh, that's more than in prison in the county?
I ain't never been to prison, but I didn't see none of that. I did see niggas getting their hair braided in the county. I thought that was fucked up, but I never seen nobody doing, I mean, to my knowledge, touching each other.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it was, man, when I was in there, I was in my own cell. And then I ended up later in a 2-man cell, but it was an old nigga. He was reading books.
Oh, okay.
And I was playing basketball all day. And I was coming back in that boy so funky and sweaty.
Hell no.
Dog ain't want none of
that. But you know, I mean, at 18 years old and you hitting the county jail for the first time, you getting fingerprinted, you getting searched, you bend over, cough, lift your nuts up.
Oh no.
You know what I'm saying? What was that like, you know, at 18? Because you know, I'm going to my own bathroom, I'm going to my own room, I'm going to do something. Ain't nobody going to see me do none of this shit tonight. I'm exposed to every goddamn body.
It was crazy. It was something that I never ever want to see again and don't want my sons to ever see. It's a waste of fucking time, really.
Yeah.
I mean, then I had nobody taking care of me, so I had no money in my commissary. And no snacks, no nothing.
So you went 4 months with no commissary, no nothing.
Nah, a couple people. I mean, you know, you get cool with people, man. The motherfuckers gonna look out, give you a little something. You know, you like I said, I knew some people in there too, so they was you know giving me a little something, little here, little noodles here, little Cheetos there, you know, something like that. So.
Oh, okay. So now you do 4 months in the county. You get out the county. And you go where?
I was back in River Rouge and Taylor. I was both. I was always in River Rouge or Taylor. So I was in Rouge, but my auntie ain't want me to live there. Me and her, that's my mama twin sister. She hated me. And I had got a little bit older, and I want to blame myself a little bit too, because I used to blame them, but it was me too. I had started getting a little older. I had started drinking and smoking, you know. So then, you know, I'm in the Ridge. And then I just one day, when I got out, I had a full beard and an afro. So I cut that shit all the way off. Oh,
you got everything all the way?
All the way to ball. No, nothing on my lip or nothing. I just wanted to feel clean.
Okay.
So I took a bath. Shaved all that shit off, took a bath. And I had an Adidas coat and a Dickie outfit. And I put it on and I went back to the middle of the Ridge and I ran into Tone.
Okay.
You know, I ain't going to use a whole bunch of names, but you know who Tone is. And he said to me, he said, "What you doing out here?" I said, "I'm finna get out here with y'all." And he said, "Ooh-wee." He said, "You better be ready because somebody going to test you. Somebody gonna test you." And I was like, well, we gotta do, because I gotta eat because I'm hungry. I ain't got nothing.
Now, you know what I will say, regardless if I agree with the lifestyle or didn't agree with the lifestyle, went with the lifestyle, didn't go with the lifestyle, or whatever it may be. The one thing I can say about being out there, I mean, it may be like asinine, or it may be like an oxymoron or some shit like that, but for the most part, motherfuckers really looked out for one another.
Yeah,
you know, out there, even if you was doing wrong.
Yeah,
and the motherfucker you doing was wrong.
Yeah,
it was still all right. You know what you're getting into.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be right here with you though. And we're gonna figure this shit out together. We're gonna do this shit. We're gonna do this shit how we do this shit. It was still like a family atmosphere almost.
I mean, kinda. I'm leaving some chapters out.
Yeah.
I had a couple I don't want to say what a tutor, a little couple older cats that taught me a little bit more. My sister boyfriends in Ridge and Southwest. I knew what the game was and what selling drugs was. I wasn't naive.
Yeah.
But I just never ever really felt like that was for me.
Right.
But then, I mean, when you're hungry, I mean, you're going to do what you got to do. I ended up I was working at the Burger King up there.
Yeah.
And the McDonald's. I worked at both of those. Burger King and Arby's on Eureka. So I worked at all three of them. But man, them little $200 every 2-week checks wasn't gonna cut it.
No, they wasn't.
And then, like I said, I got out there, and then I knew Tone and all of them from junior high. I knew everybody, the whole Ridge block. Most of the black people, wasn't the dudes in the game. I knew all of them from junior high. No, they never seen me out there. They seen me on the hoop court.
Yeah.
They never seen me standing out there. So it was weird for a minute. And then really Cleet. You know Cleet?
Yeah, I know Cletus.
Cleet.
He got like a brother or two brothers.
Yeah.
Two brothers.
He big bro'd me. He came and big bro'd me. Like, come on, bro. And I started rolling with Cleet for a minute, man. And Cleet really was like he was my big bro in the Ridge in the early years. You know what I'm saying? So I started rolling with Cleet, man. We would hustle all day long. Like morning till we got up, to night till we went to bed. And that's what we did. And then he showed me the game. And he ended up getting caught up, and going away. And then I was by myself. But I was living with a little chick over there by then. So I had found me a little spot to live at. It wasn't my spot, it was hers. But I'm hustling like a motherfucker over there, right with everybody else.
But that I think that's what, for the most part, that's what everybody over there did. If a lot of people did, if you had a girl over there, regardless if she was your girlfriend, motherfucker, you was just kicking it with, or whatever like that,
you end up moving with her.
Yeah, you end up being in the motherfucker with it. It's Section 8. Shit, her name is on the shit. Only thing you can't do is have your shit out around the motherfucking place when they come over to check the shit. They come over there for a little interview. What they're really looking for,
make sure ain't no man living.
Yeah, see how big these goddamn shoes
is. Let's keep the black father out of the home is what they was doing.
Yeah, basically. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people that a lot of times, you know what I'm saying? That's how a lot of households ended up not having that man in the house. Because, all right, this woman can struggle, but I'm gonna take care of you. This man can't fall on no hard times.
The government becomes your baby daddy.
Yeah, because if this man fall on hard times, he's not allowed to be in here. I'll take care of you, but I ain't gonna take care of him. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna give him a chance to get on his feet. I'm not gonna give him a chance to have a family. I'm not gonna give him a chance to right his wrongs. He's just gonna be out here, and what's gonna happen is you're gonna have warrant after warrant after warrant after warrant stacking up against you one way, shape, or form.
Because you ain't gonna have what are you gonna do? Once you get a felony, you done.
Yeah, and she gonna tell on you, or she gonna do what she gotta do to keep her kids in her place. You know what I'm saying? She's not gonna. You know what I'm saying? You put this black woman in a dilemma. Do I stick with my man or do I keep my child in my place? You know what I'm saying?
Keep my child in her place.
Yeah, and shit, babe, I'm sorry, but you got to go. So when I got to go. Now I gotta figure out another way to do this hustle, another place to lay my head and things like that. You don't give me a chance to build nothing with
you find yourself jumping around, living with different women.
Yeah.
And then you still doing the same shit. You're not getting yourself together. You just living with women, and you have nowhere to go if they kick you out.
Right.
You in the streets, you messing with other women. All types of shit is going on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a horrible predicament to be in. And that's what a lot of black men is in.
It's a horrible cycle.
Well, at least when we was growing up, I don't know what's going on now.
It still goes on now, just in a different way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's a horrible cycle. It's a crazy, because you had the women, because they put the women in a cycle as far as being like, all right, I get my bridge card, I get my money, and my kids is da. I'm getting money for my kids. All right. That's a horrible cycle. So then them kids grow up doing the same goddamn thing. Then now you got this man who may want to raise a family, but can't raise a family because she's on this age. And then he does it, and now he has this whole horrible cycle too. Now, I'm going to go to this woman. When I can't be with her no more, I'm going to go to this woman. When I can't be with her no more, I'm going to go with this woman. And now you done got 2 kids over here, 3 kids over here, 1 kid over here. Now, before you realize you got child support for 10 kids because they don't put you in this cycle. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got 7 kids. Did you know that?
No, I know you had 7
kids with 4 women. It just so happened I'm blessed though, because my 4 children is with my wife, my 4 boys.
Yeah.
And I got 3 grown daughters with 3 different women.
Okay.
And so I'm not even really involved in child support. Is not part of my life.
Right.
Not really. It's not part of my life. My daughter's grown and my son's, I'm married with my wife. But I mean, it's been a part of my life. You know, it's been a part of it. It keep you down. It bog you down. It hold the top on the lid. You know what I'm saying? Lid on the pot. You know, you can't get out of there. You know, and it's to the child 18. By the time 18 years go by, you in your 30s, 40s.
Yeah.
You know, these jobs already ain't paying a whole lot. Now you got to damn near make double to even survive. And then you still got to be a father, because if you're not, now you a deadbeat.
Yeah, you know, and the crazy part is that, you know, the country, this world defines a deadbeat as how much money you make.
And that's crazy.
That's crazy because a great father is going to give you something that money can't give you.
Exactly.
And that's going to be time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't care what it is that we can sit here and watch a football game. We spending time together. We can sit here and cut the grass together. I don't care what, we spending time together.
Mm-hmm.
We sitting there, we sitting up here going for walks in the neighborhood around the block together, whatever it is, we spending time. That's the one thing that you can never get back is time.
But it ain't even just that. You're going to say something in that time while you with your child that's going to spark something in their mind later.
Yeah.
And only that can come from their father.
Right.
You know, their mother can't tell them, like, me and my son be riding, and I say something to him, and 2 years later, he didn't brought it back up. Like, yeah, I remember when you said, you know, because that shit is worth more than 5 child support checks, because that shit later on in life, he going to utilize that tool.
Yeah.
And he ain't going to care about no child support when his daddy ain't around.
Right.
I mean, but these chicks, I mean, you know, and I'm not going to blame women. I'm not finna sit here and do that, because a lot of cats, man, make it so that everybody else got to pay because they didn't do what they supposed to do.
Yeah.
But a lot of times women will use child support as a punishment for breaking up with them too.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it's both ways, and the system is there to destroy the black father.
Yeah.
Now, white men on child support too, but the system is there to destroy the black father, because that's how you keep the black people down, by not having a father in the home. If the kids is running the home, the mama can't control these boys when they get to 14, 15, 16, 17. Half of us was 6'1", 250, 300 when we was 17, 18.
Because she got to work every day.
She got to work every day. Now this boy running around, he doing whatever the fuck he want to do. No, ain't no man. She can't come home, and it's only so long she can keep telling this nigga to do what he's supposed to do, and before he be disregarding that shit.
And before she realized how strong this motherfucker really is.
I think that's what happened with me and my mama too. I started disregarding her.
Yeah.
And I think she's working in the court system and stuff like that. I think she saw niggas and she saw the path. But I wasn't selling drugs or doing none of that shit until way later. But she thought that I was doing shit I wasn't doing. But still, you don't give up on your kids like she gave up on me. And that's why our relationship was, God rest her soul, she dead. That's why our relationship was so messed up. And people that said me like, man, what the fuck? Why you always tripping on your mom? They have no idea. You can always look from the outside and see something and think, oh, that nigga mom wonderful. But you don't know what's going on in people's home.
No, you know what I'm saying? You never know what's going on in someone else's home.
You
but
don't.
You know, and sometimes, you know, so this is just me. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I wish I had a regular home. You know, but at the same time, everybody's home is imperfect, which makes it a regular home per se. You know what I'm saying?
No question.
Because had she never, you know, got that paper, signed that paper, emancipated you and made you an adult, maybe you may not be who you are today.
That's true. I agree. I wouldn't change my path.
Yeah.
I would change me and my mother's relationship, because when my mama died, I don't think I ever felt hurt like that. And I ain't cried nothing, but it was inside of me. It's still inside of me.
Yeah.
It hurts still. But I felt like she said, fuck me, you know? So I spent a lot of years in my mind saying, fuck her.
Right.
You know, and it wasn't right. You're not supposed to feel like that about your mother. But when she died, and I still hadn't really talked to her. I don't know. I didn't tell you that, but we really wasn't talking here lately. So she had been really 2 years since I talked to my mom. Then I found out a lot of shit about how she was needing stuff and wasn't nobody helping her here. I'm her son. I would have been there, you know?
Right.
But I felt like she was so arrogant. She always wanted to be right about me failing. And when I didn't, she couldn't say that no more. And so instead of saying anything, she just didn't say nothing.
But do you think that arrogance prevented her from saying how proud she really was on the inside?
Well, a lot of people always tell me that your mama loved you. She talked about you every day. And that shit cool. She should have called me.
Yeah.
You know, but then people say I should have called her. But see, that's the why life is only one. And somebody should have called somebody. I should have called my mama. I should have went and seen my mama. Had I would have knew she was needing rides to the store and stuff like that, I would have went and checked on my mama. My mama was living on that golf course right there in Taylor on North Line. And,
yeah.
She had a condo right there. She retired and she had enough money to be able to take care of herself, but she didn't drive no more.
Mm-hmm.
My sister actually was living right down the street, and my niece living in the same condo, and she was falling out constantly. My mom was argumentative and dictator. It's her way of the highway type of mom. And if you didn't do it, then she'd tell you, like, you can get the fuck out. That's how my mama was. She didn't play that. So you can rub people the wrong way till they just be like, well, fuck it, I just ain't fuck with you.
Right.
And so I don't know, man. It's just tragedy what happened with me and her. And her daughter too. She basically didn't parent us after a certain age. And then she walked around as if she should be glorified. And a lot of people didn't know that. And I mean, rest her soul, like I said, I pray that she finds some, out of that.
Me myself, I always try to find a silver lining, or I try to look at the cup as being half full versus half empty, regardless of anything. You know what I'm saying? I don't have the best relationship, with my father. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I try to find the best in something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because the one thing I hate being the person that does all the calling all the time. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I understand, you know what? I may not call you every day, but I'm going to call you when I feel like calling you. And so you can never say I didn't. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I'm saying? And that part is just me, but I think for myself, I don't know the whole story. I think that your mother built such a strong person out of you, and it's that she was such a strong person herself that she just couldn't find herself to be like, man, you know what? I'm gonna tell this nigga I'm sorry. And you know what I'm saying?
We both lost that game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I'm gonna give you something that you don't even know that you have, and that's in your characteristics, because what I'm teaching you, you may not do somewhere down the road. You raise your children the way that you raise your children because you didn't want that feeling. You know what I'm saying? And had you not had that feeling, you may not be raising your kids the way that you're raising your kids.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So she taught you something without you knowing that you've been taught something. You know what I'm saying? And just, for me, just take that shit in and just be like, all right, I got it. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is that you got to do, however it is that's going to make you feel better, however it is that you got to mourn, but just know that I didn't like that feeling, so I'm not going to make my kids feel this way.
Oh, it's the everyday struggle.
Yeah.
And I done dealt with it. I'm over it. When my mama died, I let all that stuff die because I was feuding with her twin sister, my auntie. Anybody from Rudge know. Ernice and Bernice. That's my mama name. Ernice and Bernice. And when I was growing up in Rouge too, we talked about this earlier. I was growing up in the BMF era. It wasn't no BMF when we was growing up. Yeah. I don't even know what the fuck they was called, to be honest. I was right out there and don't even remember. I mean, I knew the 50 boys, and I God for sure knew about them 50s. You know what I'm saying? So the drugs they used to sell. So I knew about all of that, and we was growing up in that era. And like even on the BMF movie, my auntie worked for the dude that was into it with Meech and them. She was always at the little bars up 12th Street and all that. And we just didn't get along. I think my auntie just didn't like me because my mama made her responsible for her kids. So I didn't have a good relationship with her either. So I don't have a good relationship with really nobody on my mama's side of the family. Like none of us talk no more. We don't speak. We don't really kick it. We don't hang out or nothing. And it's broken. And it's unfixable because too much been done. Right. And I think the big part is too much been done to people's mamas. Like when you say, fuck your mama, then y'all over there like, damn nigga said, fuck my mama. You know? So people don't get over that type of shit. They hold grudges. And then, family ain't the same. And when family is broken, you really just find yourself not having nobody. But
now, how do you find your immediate family? How is your family dynamics with your now wife, your kids with your wife, and your kids with their previous mothers?
I'm a broken man, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm strong, but I'm broken. I struggled so much coming up that I never was able to let any of that shit go or try to figure it out. So I struggle. I'm not gonna lie. I came here to tell you the truth. You know? So it's a struggle. I find myself struggling with love, like not loving people, but like I ain't the huggy, kissy, I love you type. You know what I'm saying? But my wife she's an amazing woman. And she has raised my sons to be like that. These kids be telling each other they love each other when they go to school in the morning. And I just be still surprised by it. We wasn't hugged and loved and kissed and taught that shit, man. So, I mean, that just is what it is. People get to a certain age, you be like, oh, nigga, you supposed to have been over that. You can't get over people don't, that's not how
that's a trauma.
That's not how life works.
Yeah.
A lot of black people got PTSD. We need counseling.
Yeah.
But we're ashamed of it. What you're doing right here, this is counseling for me.
Right.
This is what you're doing is an amazing thing. I can't wait for you to blow up. It's amazing to sit here and talk to somebody. I got love for somebody I know since we was kids that we can kick it like this. It's a form of counseling.
Right.
You know, instead of sitting up with a counselor and they billing my insurance and I'm feeling like that's the reason why they doing it. You know, you really don't care, motherfucker. You waiting for a check from Blue Cross Blue Shield, you know.
You going on vacation tomorrow.
So I mean, I'm trying hard as I can do with my sons because I do not want them niggas to be like me. And I feel like I'm a great motherfucker, but I do not want them niggas to be like me. I want them to be better than me. I don't want them to experience the middle part of my life, my 18s to 25. I don't want them to experience that or know about it. I want them to grow up and be men and be productive in society without ever having to lay back and think about, dog, I sold crack. I hurt people. I done stuff I shouldn't have did. I went to jail. I don't want that in their mind. Because once it's in your mind, it's in your mind.
But as a man, with you, because you got 4 boys, right?
I got 4 boys and 3 girls.
And as a man, how do you feel that you're doing with these 4 boys?
I mean, I'm a great father. I mean, I'm a great father because I'm a man. You know what I'm saying? I get up, I go to work. I don't give a fuck if I'm hurt. I got gout. My feet sometimes swell up.
Yeah,
I got all type of shit going on. I'm getting old. I'm not healthy like I used to be. I'm still strong, but I mean, I'm 48.
Yeah.
So I got issues, but man, I had to be dying not to go to work. I'm getting up, I'm going to work. I make sure them niggas don't know what a struggle is. They ain't never had no lights off. They ain't never went without no food. Everybody got an Xbox. Everybody got a pair of Jordans. Everybody got a starter jacket. You know, that's the little dumb shit that we think about. They got a father. They got somebody to look to and say, this nigga picked up the couch for me to be able to get my toy off the floor.
Yeah.
You know? They being raised by a man, and that shit is so underrated in our community.
But how does that make you feel as a man that your kids got this out of you? That you didn't have coming up? I
feel like it's my duty. And that's why I didn't speak on my father, because fuck him. I don't feel like he deserving. You had no idea what kind of son you had. You should have been there, dog. You missed out on some great shit. And he was a sucker to me. So and I feel like I'm the exact opposite. Them niggas, I nag a lot, I cry a lot about this. Clean up, do this, do that. Fix your arm, nigga. Stop standing like that. That's how women stand. You know, they don't like that, but that's what they need to hear. That's how I feel.
You take your hand off your head, boy.
If I see my sons doing this, I go crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? What you doing, bro? You know what I'm saying? What he's doing. But in reality, a little bit that hurt them because they find themselves trending towards their mother. I know later they're gonna come to me, but they trend towards their mother now because they don't know how I'm gonna react. You know what I'm saying? So that's fine because I'm not there to be their friend or to be the good guy. I'm there to tell them the truth, and that's what they need to hear. Yeah. You know, so far as my daughters, man, you know, I got a daughter that just became a Detroit police officer, and I actually raised her. Her mother was not there, and I'm putting this on tape so somebody gonna see it. It may even get to her, and she will dispute this, but she was not there. The girl grew up with me in my household, and then I got married. She grew up in me and my wife's household, and she's an amazing child. She's a Detroit cop. She out here every day. When I see her in her uniform, I can't believe it. Then my 21-year-old daughter is out here patrolling the streets of Detroit as a cop. I just can't. She amazing. I love her. Yeah. She's my favorite person on this earth, man, for real. But we've been through trials and tribulations too, because it was a time in my life I looked at her and said, not that she was a burden, but that, damn, your mama don't give a fuck. She's not helping us do nothing. Like, damn, this is hard. Like, you know. And so it's always been like one of them, I should have been better than her than I really have. And now she still turned out amazing. And it's times I wish I could go back and be like, yeah, I love you. You know what I'm saying? Instead of saying, you know, all right, yeah, good night. You know?
You know, I mean, but you know, that regardless of how you did it, because everybody's gonna do it different, you know, and the one thing about children that I've seen, even with my own kids, is that when they come back to you, regardless of how uncool you not, that says a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got my youngest daughter that she could have went to her mama. She could have came to me. She came back to me. You know what I'm saying? That's not to diss her mama or nothing like that. But that's just that's just to say that regardless of how much wrong I done, that I think at least that I think I did, or some things that I didn't, or some things that I thought that I didn't do right, that she still feel comfortable enough to come home to me. You know what I'm saying? My other daughters, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of whatever I thought I did wrong, or maybe some things I did do wrong or said wrong or whatever it is like that, they still call me just to see how I'm doing. just to see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Or if I say I'm barbecuing, they say they coming over. You know what I'm saying? That's just a test of saying that I did something right. I don't know what I did right.
You did something right. You was there.
You know what I'm saying?
That's like 50% of it. My oldest daughter and my middle daughter, my young, I got a daughter that's 26, 27. I don't know how she is. She in that range. So I had her in 1994. That was my first child. Me and her was super close. She actually used to stay with me on the east side when I first moved to the east side. And then she moved back with her mother. And then we went through the child support dance. And then she turned 18. And they, women don't realize that child support going to end. And then I was still young then, so I had a whole life left.
Yeah.
She was 18. I probably was, 30 something. So the child support was over. You grown, and they was mad. I didn't have no arrears or nothing. So, I didn't owe them no more money, and their little money missing hurt them, and they was mad at me. And we got through that, and we ended up being close. Then when I got married, she called herself not liking my wife. And I couldn't play that game because I love my wife.
Yeah.
And you grown now, and you got a life to live, and you can't be mad now. She wanted me to be separate from my wife and kids. Like she'd say, let's go out and have dinner, Daddy, just me and her. What about coming to see your brothers? You got 4 little brothers over here. She don't want nothing to do with it. And and that shit that bothers me. So I'm in a stalemate with her. When you accept my wife and kids, then I accept you back.
Right.
And it's not fair to her. And it's not fair to me either, though. So we in a stalemate, and that's stupid because like what I just went through with my mama, it kind of should make me and her realize like, motherfucker dropped dead out here.
Yeah.
And then what? Now we just doing this for nothing.
Yeah.
So and now my third daughter, this is a story behind that. I ain't gonna go off into that because it's too much involved with my wife and everything else. So, but my baby mama, she the same shit. She don't like my wife. She want to have a problem with my wife, and so she interferes with me and my daughter. So. Whereas I would be a father if the girl would get out the way, I decided to just let her do whatever the fuck she gonna do because there's no winning with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a situation where I'm not gonna win with her, and my daughter 15 finna be 16.
Yeah.
And I don't owe no arrears and the child support. It's 2 years, it'll be over. And so she'll be calling me a deadbeat.
Right.
Because I'm not there, but she will she ever realize that I'm not there because of her mother? And so I can't play that game. Life is too short. Yeah, I talk to her. We see each other, but she don't want to come over my house because she called herself not like my wife. I just can't play that game, man. I can't.
The only thing I can say, man, is just keep the door open.
The door wide open. That's my baby. That's my baby girl. That's my youngest. Girl. She can come in the door. But she got to come in the door,
right?
And this my wife and these your little brothers. This. She want to come in the door like my oldest daughter and say, "Daddy, come here, come on, let's go." Not fuck my family. I can't do that because then my kids like, damn, we got 2 sisters don't fuck with us and we don't even know why. And so I don't want them niggas to be like, I don't want them to go through that.
No. I understand, but as being a man, you gotta. That's the part about being a man that people don't understand is that you gotta make as a man you gotta make these decisions. You gotta come up with you gotta make these choices. You gotta come up. You gotta you gotta draw the line in the sand per se. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's look here, the door is open, but if you're gonna come in this door, this is what's gonna happen when you come in this door. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna come in this door and just take me away from everything else that's important to me as well. But when you come in through this door, you're gonna be family. They gonna be family. Everybody's gonna be family when you come in this door. There is no separation here.
Not at all.
This ain't no Russell. This ain't no Crow laws.
No, I call myself letting them figure it out. But I mean, the younger one, she 15 for to be 16. That's kind of on me a little bit. My oldest daughter, she need to figure it out. She grown. You adult. You not coming to me saying, "Daddy, what do you think about my boyfriend?" You can't. I would accept him if you accept him, as long as he put his hands on you. And then whatever y'all relationship go through, that's between y'all. She can't come making no judgment on my wife and thinking that I shouldn't, be with her outside them. I'm not doing that. My family, I'm strong about family. I love having a wife and kids, and I want them to accept that. If they don't, then I'm not splitting myself in half.
So let me ask you this. Out of all the shit that you done been through, the laugh, the cries, the worries, the stresses, how did your now wife penetrate all that shit and then give you 4 kids?
I've been knowing her. We worked at the casino together. Okay. I've been knowing her since not day one, but a few years into the casino. She was a waitress, one of those waitresses that served the drinks at MGM. And I was in the maintenance department, cleaning department, kind of like. So I would know her. I see her everywhere. She was a little sexy chocolate thing, you know. I would see her. It was a million women working there at the time though. You know, I mean, there was a lot of shit going on at the casino in the beginning, man. That was a beautiful place to work. I would like to add that. And we had a lot of fun, man. We used to throw parties and I just would always see her. And then later on in life, I seen her somewhere. And I thought how beautiful and chocolate she was. I just love chocolate. You know? So I saw her and I used to try to get her to go on dates with me. Then I got on Facebook. That's really what made me start looking at her more. I got on Facebook. I would see her posting her and her son and you know, pictures and shit. And I'm like, damn, she's so cute. You know, I would see her at work too, but I really wouldn't say shit. Then I bought a house. And she bought a house at the same exact time. We both bought cribs.
Oh,
we was back and forth about real estate, ages, and you know, my crib. And I had a housewarming. And I'm like, hey, you want to come to my house? She, I can't. I'm busy, this and that. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll take you to lunch then one day. And she was like, okay, whatever. So she never really sparked. She told me that one day one of her friends told her, go ahead, let the nigga take y'all and get a free meal. And we went out and had lunch at a Mexican restaurant. I was at that time of my life, I was back in Rouge again every day, Southwest. So I met her at the little Mexican restaurant right there in Mexican Town.
Okay.
And we've been together ever since.
We've
been together 13 years in December.
That's what's up. So you have been chasing her for a good minute.
Not a good minute, but a little minute.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I honestly thought she was like stuck up, you know, and that I couldn't get hold to her. So, but then I did.
I mean, but that be the part. I think that be the part about men and women that men appreciate the most about a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Well, shit, nigga, I got to put in work on here.
Oh yeah,
I got to put in some work. You know,
she came right in the fold though.
Yeah. But I got you. But I gotta because I figured if I gotta put in this work for you, I know damn well a bunch of other guys ain't had a. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, she made me put in some work.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
She ain't just like. It wasn't no first night type of shit.
Right.
I had to dig and dig and dig.
You know, and that's it for me as a man. That's a lot for a woman because if you make me put in some work to chase you,
you worth it.
You worth every bit. But now if you went on the first date with me, and then I hit the first night too.
Yeah. What are we doing here?
Yeah, like well, shit, bitch, you ain't wife.
You already know what's happening. And so then she gave me my first son, man, Robert Jr., you know.
Okay.
And so
you got a junior.
He's not a junior because my name is Robert Lee, and I named him Robert Leonidas.
Okay.
And I don't know, you know my son's names? Leonidas, Arcadius, Tiberius, and Maximus.
I know Maximus.
So I gave them all them crazy ass names. So she gave me my first son, man, and his name is Leonidas, but I named him Robert because I wanted him to be Robert and Little Robert. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I really wanted everybody to call him Leonidas, but because I'm Robert, everybody call him Robert.
Okay.
You know, so, but Tiberius, Maximus is twins, and then Arcadius is our last son. So
okay.
We actually had 2 twin girls. And they passed when they was born, which has affected my wife horribly.
Oh, wow.
And then right after the twin girls died, I like right around that time, I had just became a truck driver. And I think I was out of town or something. I was either on my way back and she said, you're not going to believe this. And I'm thinking something bad. I'm pregnant again. I'm like, wow. And she was like, we're twins. And I just couldn't believe it. I just holding the phone. And she was crying. I don't know if it was tears of joy, tears of wonder, tears of hurt. She was crying. And then, of course, they ended up being twin boys. And then what did they do? They came super fucking early. She couldn't hold them. And they came early. And we thought they was going to die too. But them niggas lived. I tell you, they was just in my house when I left, snoring and all over the fucking place.
Man, that's what's up, man. You know, and from what I've seen, at least through Facebook, man, from what I've seen through Facebook, is that I mean, I know Facebook can throw mirages out there as a mirage. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? I know Facebook can make someone's life seem like something that is not and shit like that.
Definitely.
But you know what I'm saying? When I see your stories and I see you posting your kids, I see you posting your granddaughter, I see you posting your wife, I see you posting the grill outside and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That just it does something to me for me to see especially another black man taking care of a family.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It does. I don't know all the backstories on everything, but just for the kids to be in it, and they don't want to be in it, just for you, you know, I see things a little different than what people see sometimes. At least I think I do. I see you posting pictures with your grandchild, You know what I'm saying? Because when you post a picture with it, that means somebody brought that baby over there.
Oh, definitely. She finna come over in a little while.
You know what I'm saying?
She coming over today.
And that says a lot to me, you know, from one black man to another black man to say that, hey, this is what family looks like in a black household.
Oh,
not just my household, but in any black man's household that's taking care of business, regardless of what we've been through. Because we've all been through, as a black man, we've all been through our struggles.
No question.
We've all had our trials. We all had our tribulations. You know what I'm saying? And for us to get out of those, and for us to get something out of those trials and tribulations is the reason why they call it a testimony.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Real.
We've been tested.
That's real.
We've been battle tested.
That's
and
real.
we have now we have a testimony to go behind that, behind all those trials and tribulations and those tests.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that you're the epitome of going through those trials and tribulations and coming out the back end. You know, when Biggie said, if you put me in the jungle, I'm gonna come out the jungle with some leopard clothes or leopard coat or whatever. And you've been through some shit, and now you come out of it with that bear coat or leopard coat or whatever it is you come out the jungle with. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that from you too.
You know, you've done a lot.
It's been hard. Sometimes you don't even realize what you've been through. You just go through it, and then, but that shit, it leaves scars.
Yeah,
it leaves scars. But I mean, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You know, we do what we can. And like I said, what you're doing, this shit is amazing. I hope that you get a lot of brothers that we grew up around on here and let them tell their story, because it need to be heard. I know some people's stories, you know, and I would love to hear it. You know, I would love to hear it.
Yeah, I think all our stories, you know, need to be heard. You know, yeah, I've done a podcast with somebody, you know what I'm saying, and put my everything out there. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't be ashamed of my story.
No,
you know what
I'm not ashamed of my story. One thing I'm ashamed of is selling drugs. I'm ashamed of that. And I look at life and I say to myself, man, I remember when niggas thought the only thing you could be was a real nigga. And that shit the stupidest shit I ever heard. And I remember when a nigga told me one time, ain't nothing like, hey, don't ever be scared of jail, because ain't shit to jail once you learn how to jail. I couldn't believe that a nigga told me that. And now that I'm old, I double can't believe that a nigga told me that as advice. That's the most horrible, stupidest shit I ever heard. Who the fuck want to learn how to jail? And selling drugs, that shit was made up out of need.
Yeah.
And thank God I didn't get caught, because I wouldn't have half of the jobs I've had I would have had a felony. You know,
I tell people a lot of time, man, the only difference between you and me is that you got caught. I didn't.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But that don't mean that at somewhere down the road the shit can't switch up. You know what I'm saying? It's hard maintaining what it is that you do, because sometimes shit get hard, and you want to go back. A lot of times. You want to go back to what you know best. Sometimes you want to go and you know what, I got to do this, and then shit happening. Now what? Now here you done got caught up. You in the court system. You in this web of the criminal justice.
And that's their whole goal, is get you in that web. Once you're in that web, you know, them first couple times, they gonna go easy on you. It's that third and fourth and fifth time when you doing the 5 and 7 and 8 and 9 year bid. You're not the same once you go to jail and do 5 and 7, 9, 10 years. You're not the same. You're not the same person. You different. You have changed. You've been locked in a cage.
Yeah.
You know, you can't be the same. You know, and you can't come back and sit around regular people like you the same. I don't trust people like that.
Right.
And I stay away from. I literally stay away from everybody, because I don't know who got good intentions no more. You know, I came to you. I've been knowing you since we was kids, and I got good vibe. I got the vibe sensor. When I was young and I was out there with nowhere to go, I developed that. Where am I at, and who are these people? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I developed like, I need to get the fuck out of here. You know, or I developed that. Okay, I'm cool. I could doze off over here. You know what I'm saying? And that shit fucked up, but I developed it.
Yeah.
And so I came to you because I could feel that good energy. That
man, I appreciate shit, man. You know? I appreciate that, man. Yeah. I really appreciate that. But I'm gonna this is gonna conclude another episode of Off the Clock with Mo. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. You know, subscribe to it, like it, and I'm pretty sure this ain't gonna be the last time me and Rob do a podcast, man.
Definitely,
because I learned a lot. Some shit that I was right around the corner and didn't know what was going on.